Good afternoon. All right, lovely to see you all here. My name is Pastor Darren Utley. I am the pastor here at First Presbyterian Church, and I just wanted to take a minute as we start to welcome you all here. It's lovely to see you here. This church was built in 1852 with the idea that the community would use this space to celebrate community events, to set in motion things just like this for justice and goodness to flow throughout our community. So we are so thankful that we can welcome you here. We appreciate it. I just want to say we are sitting in a space, and with Olympia Brown across the way and our Quaker friends, that got underway with real fire of abolitionists, people who sought to help people find safe haven. And so this event is really in line with the spirit that put our two churches together, and we don't need to say anything about the Quakers' tradition with that. They got that covered from way back. I would like to just, as a personal privilege, a note of personal privilege, you all over at Olympia Brown have a window on the one corner that is dedicated to Colonel William Utley, who is my fourth cousin, 5 times removed. So, I feel like there's already a connection there. But I'm also here to bring welcome from Reverend Danielle as well. She is at home with her young child who is not vaccinated yet, and so they are being cautious, as all families should, for their children. But she did send me some words of welcome that I would like to share with you. She says, and I told her that I would try to be at least moderately as effusive as she is with her emotions. So I'm going to try my best to be, excited and good at that. But she says, "Thank you, everyone, for your commitment and support of the sponsorship of an asylum seeker or family." Aboriginal activist Lila Watson writes, "If you have come here to help me, you're wasting your time. But if you've come because your liberation is bound up with mine, let us work together." Across history and throughout nations, people have found ways to accompany, shelter, and defend the rights of those who are at risk of violence in its many forms. For many of us, it is a principle of our faith to accompany, support, and love one another, because that affects us all. This project is one form of solidarity and resistance in our government's xenophobic immigration policies. The work of sponsorship is a commitment to journey with someone throughout their legal process by providing housing, meals, access to health care, education, and legal representation. It is an act of faith to begin this journey. It is an act of faith to care deeply for the world. It is an act of faith to commit to journey with, to commit to allyship and partnership. It is an act of faith, but it is our faith in action. Thank you all for all the ways you are supporting this work. Thank you for your generosity and your care. Thank you for your faith in this work. Please enjoy this incredible concert. All right, that's Reverend Danielle. Right before I call Brother Nabi El-Amin up for the Muslim call of prayer, I would like, if we could, as I said, we sit in a space and bring in the Spirit from across the way as well. But we have generation upon generation of our ancestors who have sought to bring asylum and help. That Spirit still rests here in this space and in this community and among all of you gathered here. If we could take just a little moment of silence. Breathe in the spirit of our ancestors calling us to this work. Breathe in the spirit of us gathered here together, dedicated to this. Ashe, Amen. Brother Nabi.
First things first. Assalamu alaikum. For those not familiar, simply meaning peace be unto you. My name is Nabi Al-Amin. I happen to have the opportunity to be one of the administrators over at the Racine Islamic Center. And it is indeed my pleasure and privilege to have the opportunity to share with you the call to prayer, the announcement for prayer, and the actual come to prayer announcement. Now, first I'm gonna have to tell you a little story, bear with me, but as you remember, when the Jewish people began to assemble themselves for prayer, they used a ram's horn. And then the Christians came along and they said, well, what can we use? So basically they settled upon the Baals, because you hear them all over. And then the Muslims came along and says, what should we use to call the people to prayer? And it was revealed to them, to Prophet Muhammad, that the best instrument that one could use to call people to prayer would be the human voice. So that's how it ended up. And for me personally, being of African descent in America, the first prayer caller for Islam was a young man by the name of Bilal. So for me to have this opportunity to call people to prayer, I hope that I'm confident, but to do him justice. But I decided, I said, what could I wear today? Okay. Since I'm going to emulate Bilal in making the first call, I stand before you as an individual, but I stand with the backing of thousands wearing my ancestors in memory. So without further ado, let's do a thing. You gonna do it with me? Okay, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna breathe. Take in 3 deep breaths, and we're gonna breathe in calmness, and we're gonna expel fear. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Okay. Now, being that I'm doing this in Arabic, and this is part of the story, when they decided that that the voice would be used, what will we say? So they decided that 4 testimonies to God, which are Allahu Akbar, and that means God is the greatest. Say that 4 times. And then they said, well, what else? And we should say, there is no God but he whom has created the heavens and the earth. Okay, so that was the second line of the call. And then they said, well, we should bear witness to those that brought us the message, so Prophet Muhammad is indeed God's messenger. So that's the other part of the call. And then the call was said, well, what should we tell them? Well, come to prayer. Hayya el Salat. Come to prayer. And what else should we say? Well, tell them to come to cultivation, come to success with Hayya el Falat. Okay? And ending with praises to God, Allahu Akbar, and bearing witness that there is no God but the one who created the heavens and the earth. All right? Now, let's begin. The time has come. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu illa ilaha illallah. Ashhadu illa ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an Muhammadar Rasulullah. Ashhadu an Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salat. Hayya ala salat. Hayya ala falat. Hayya ala falat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Now, iqamatu salat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an Muhammadar Rasulullah. Hayya ala salat. Hayya ala falat. Kaqamatu falat. Kaqamatu salat. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Now, if we come into prayer, let's have a prayer. In the name of God, most gracious and most merciful, praise be to God, the cherisher and sustainer of the heavens and the earth. Thee do we worship, in thine aid we seek. Let us bear witness that through the token of time, man is virtually lost except for such as have faith, joined together in the mutual teachings of truth. Bear witness that there is no God but he who has created the heavens and the earth. Work with each other in patience and consistency, and in patience and consistency work with each other. Exalt one another in deeds of righteousness. Let us go forth and follow these commands. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Nabi. As I listened, I can't help hearing the similarities between traditional cantorial singing, chazanut, and especially when you say salam alaikum. In Hebrew, it's shalom aleichem. Very close. They're brothers. My mic is not on? Okay, it's on. It's me. So we're going to sing perform two things today. The first is a traditional Jewish lamentation called El Malei Rachamim, and the second is a song called Fly Butterfly, and it was composed for a friend of mine's children's choir, and I think is a very good fit for today. So I'd like to say a little about El Malei Rachamim. It's an ancient Jewish lamentation, and today we dedicate it to all who have lost their lives seeking asylum. The text reads, "Spirit full of compassion that surrounds us everywhere, grant perfect peace in your sheltering presence, among the holy and righteous who shine as brightly as the sky, to those so dear to us who died and have entered eternity. Compassionate Spirit, remember their worthy acts in our world and bind their souls in the bond of life. The Spirit is with them always. May they have peace forever." And so we say, Amen, so it shall be. El male rachamim, shochen, shochen bamromim, ametzei menucha nechona, tachat kanfei hashchina, im kedoshim utorim, kezohar harakim mazhirim, et nishmot yakireinu, shehalchu le'olamav. Baal ha'rachamim, astirehu b'seiter kenafav le'olamam, v'yitzror, mitror, ha'chaim et nishmato. Adonai hu nachalatam, v'yanuchu b'shalom, b'shalom, al mishkavam, v'nomar amen. Fly, butterfly, flying through my open window, and stay here softly in my hand. Let me hear your gentle wings. Stay a while, stay butterfly, stay still, talk to me. Tell all you have seen all this day. Tell me, sweet butterfly, if you have seen a pretty rose or daffodil. Tell me, sweet butterfly, if they amaze as much as you, sweet butterfly. flying through my open window and stay here softly in my hand. Let me see your gentle wings. Stay a while, stay butterfly, silently still. Oh, talk to me. Tell all you have seen all this day. Tell me, sweet butterfly, if you have seen a pretty rose or daffodil. Tell me, sweet butterfly, if they amaze as much as you, fair butterfly. Sweet butterfly, fly butterfly.
And now, please give a warm welcome to a dear soul, Jimmy Coleman. Come on, Jimmy.
Thank you for that awesome introduction. Okay, this first song is These Days by Jackson Browne. Well, I've been out walking, and I don't do much talking these days, these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do for you. And all the times I had the chance to. Well, I had a lover. It's so hard to risk another these days. One these days. Now if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song, well, it's just 'cause I've been losing for so long. Well, I keep on moving, moving on. Things are bound to be improving these days, one of these days. These days I sit on cornerstones, count the time and corner tones to 10, my friend. Don't confront me with my failures, I had not forgotten them. Thank you, and thank you to all who are watching virtually. This next song I wrote myself last year at a time when it felt like loss and distance was all around. And, you know, I recently just lost my grandpa this year, and, you know, some other pretty important relationships in my life. But, you know, now when I sing it, I think of the celebration of what I had and the lives that were lived and the people that I loved. And, yeah, I carry that with me when I go forward. So this is called Mass Wasting. I remember when they took the trees down by the beach. They said forests only welcome night killers and creeps, but they didn't know about my grandpa and me, and the hideouts we made in the hollows and the leaves. We tracked foxes and rabbits across the blue grasses. We tell stories about pirates with toy-looking glasses. And just before dark, we'd walk back home to eat. 'Cause Mama was waiting with some new recipe. Last night the water came and it stole away the beach. There was nothing left to save it 'cause they killed all the trees. I tried building up a barricade of logs and concrete. Ooh, but the water washed the hillside out from under my feet. I guess I'm getting older. I've been playing way too much. I got a cramp in my shoulder. And when I call my grandpa, doesn't know my name. I guess his memory's been taken like the hillside by the lake. I remember you sleeping in that art gallery, and how strangers would gather just watching you dream. You would smile like you're posing for some film magazine. You had nothing to lose, you were only 16. Last night my parents called and they told me to leave. News said the city's closing, it's not safe to breathe. You were lying right beside me, it was only day 3. I left Dublin with nothing but the skin on my teeth. I guess I'm getting older. I've been missing you too much, and now my bed's feeling colder. And when we talk about my past, my mind goes blank. I guess my memory's been taken like the hillside by the lake. I'll never understand why you can't seem to forgive me for the people I've loved and the damage I've done. I forgot your mom's birthday and that you were born the same day, but it's only 'cause I tried so long not to think about it, not to think about it when you were gone. You were gone. You were. But I know I loved you. I don't say those words enough, and I notice that it bugs you. But if the day comes when I've forgotten your name, you can find my mind washed out in the middle of the lake. I remember when they took the trees down by the beach. Thanks, y'all. You might recognize this one from the Muppets Christmas album featuring John Denver. I apologize if I slip into a little Kermit there towards the beginning. I don't know if you believe in Christmas, or if you have presents underneath the Christmas tree. But if you believe in love, that will be more than enough for you to come and celebrate with me. For I have held the precious gift that love brings, even though I never saw a Christmas star. I know there is a light, I have seen it burn inside, and I have seen it shining from afar. Christmas is the time to come together, a time to lay all differences aside. And I reach out my hand to the family of man to share the joy I feel at Christmas time. For the truth that binds us all together, I would like to say a simple prayer, that at this special time you will find true peace of mind and love to last throughout the coming year. And peace on earth shall last throughout the year. Thanks, everybody. All right. Next up, I would like to introduce the amazing Bill Garvey, and he's going to be joined by Kate Potter-Barrow. Give it up.
One of my rules is not to overpromise. The amazing Kate Potter-Barrow's with me.
I'm the doo-wop girl on this.
Well, thank you for having us here. This is a wonderful thing. So thanks to everybody, First Presby Church, for not just allowing this to happen, but facilitating this. The first song is a Woody Guthrie song. Martin Hoffman did the music. Over the decades, while our policies towards immigration and migrant work, while they've changed slightly off and on, the problem remains the same, and that is problems of status and respect and just dignity, I guess. So Woody Guthrie wrote these words 70 years ago. Deportee. Crops are all in, and the peaches are rotting. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps, and they're flying you back to the Mexico border to pay all your money to wade back again. My father's own father He waded that river, and they took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters all worked in the fruit trees, and they rode that truck till they laid down and died. So goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. Now some of us illegal and others not wanted. Our work contract's out and we've got to move on. But it's 600 miles to that Mexico border. They chase us like outlaws, like rustlers, like thieves. And we've died in your hills, and we've died in your deserts, and we've died in your armies, we've died on your plains. And we've died in your trees, and we've died in your bushes. Both sides of that river, we died just the same. So goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride that big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. Sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. Like a fireball of lightning, it shook all our hill. Now who are these friends all scattered like dry leaves? The radio says they are just deportees. Is this the best way we can grow our big orchards? Is this the best way we can grow our good fruit? To fall like dry leaves and rot on our topsoil and be known by no name except deportee. So goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride that big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. So goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita, adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you ride that big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. All they will call you will be deportees. All they will call you will be. When I learned the name of this event, I would just happen to be messing around with a little C chord position thing here, and that kind of thing, and it reminded me of butterflies. And I'm a guitar player, so that's the best I can do. If I were a horn player, butterfly music would sound a lot different, I'm sure. But I did some research on, and of course the monarch comes to mind. And we find monarchs on our cookies now, and they're beautiful. The queen mother of butterflies. And the metaphor of this name, butterflies across borders, is perfect for this. And as some things I knew about butterflies. All butterflies migrate, but the monarch migrates 1,000 to 3,000 miles, which makes it unique. And on the eastern half of the United States, from Canada, they follow this ancient pathway that we actually have built Interstate 35 on. So the monarchs showed us the way south and north, and this 35 is actually it's called the Monarch Highway. So pretty interesting little tidbits. Why they do it, how they do it, scientists are still confounded over that. We don't know, and there's magnetic fields in the earth that tell them, or they've got their little GPS systems. But before Google Maps, they were all over it. So. And then I kind of knew this, the children and the grandchildren and great-grandchildren of a monarch will be the ones that complete a round-trip migration. So with the monarch, it's all about the future. So I wrote this and named it Butterflies Across Borders. You travel ancient highways the seasons have prepared. Make no detour as you endure the burden that awaits you there. So fly, old wet-winged wonder, make your direction true. If I had my way, you might stay and greet me in the morning dew. But the northern skies turn gray, so don't be the last to go on your way to Sierra Madre in the mountains of Mexico. The pulling of the earth gives life and rebirth. The journey takes you far and wide. Your children's children know the course, the way we'll go 3,000 miles from that mountainside. and the northern skies turn gray. So don't be the last to go on your way to Sierra Madre in the mountains in Mexico. You travel ancient highways, but there's no borderline. Make no detour as you fly o'er any walls that you may find. The wall that you will find. Thank you. Kate Potter-Barrow. And you're going to hear more from Kate later when she comes up with her trio, their trio, with Gregory Berg and Kathy Berg, called Caritas. And they'll be followed by Mark Paffrath. So there's lots of wonderful music coming up after the offering. And I have one more for you. We were asked to bring in some holiday music. I'm not big on holiday music. I love listening to it. I don't know that many, but I know one that's particularly moving. And, you know, holiday season is to be a time of joy. For most it is. Fa la 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 la. And for some others, it's more challenging. And that includes that heavy-set fella with the big, bushy beard. And even Santa Claus gets the blues. Lost my favorite reindeer in a hurricane. Got soaking wet on account of rain. I'm counting all my troubles by threes and by twos. Even Santa Claus gets the blues. What I wouldn't give for just one silent night, just me and Mama Claus by the warm firelight, yeah. But Christmas time is coming. There's just so much to do that sometimes even Santa Claus gets the blues. Well, I know every single chimney like the back of my hand. People leave me milk and cookies. I think that's just grand. But as the story goes, I'm a dearly loved man. But the reason for the season, some folks just don't understand. So it's back to the workshop. Gotta make more toys. Can't wait to give them to all the girls and boys. I'm hooking up my sleigh, so go ahead and spread the news. But sometimes even Santa Claus gets the blues. So it's back to the workshop. Gotta make more toys. Can't wait to give them to all my girls and boys. I'm hooking up my sleigh, so go ahead and spread the news. But sometimes, even Santa Claus gets the blues. Thank you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you so much, and for everybody's giving and generosity, and for being here for the cause. I'm going to introduce somebody from Olympia Brown UU Church to provide a poem, a reading for us. Patty Riemann, come up. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Is this on? No. Yeah? Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Patty Riemann, and I'm very pleased to be a member of the Asylum Seekers Task Force. When we have our meetings, we always open with something inspirational, and when I found this wonderful poem by Wang Ping a few weeks ago, we all agreed that it would be a lovely addition to this important event. You're going to see a slideshow over here, and it's comprised of photos of many of your ancestors, those of you here in the audience or maybe watching, and some other inspirational figures that represent what this event is all about. Let me do these in the right order. Nope. There we go. Things We Carry on the Sea by Wang Ping. We carry tears in our eyes. Goodbye, Father. Goodbye, Mother. We carry soil in small bags. May home never fade in our hearts. We carry names, stories, memories of our villages, fields, boats. We carry scars from proxy wars of greed. We carry carnage of mining, droughts, floods, genocides. We carry dust of our families and neighbors incinerated in mushroom clouds. We carry our islands sinking under the sea. We carry our hands, feet, bones, hearts, and best minds for a new life. We carry diplomas, medicine, engineer, nurse, education, math, poetry, even if they mean nothing to the other shore. We carry railroads, plantations, laundromats, bodegas, taco trucks, farms, factories, nursing homes, hospitals, schools, temples, built on our ancestors' backs. We carry old homes along the spine, new dreams in our chests. We carry yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're orphans of the wars forced upon us. We're refugees of the sea rising from industrial waste. And we carry our mother tongues. I, Hub, Liebe, Amor, love. Ping An, Salam, Shalom, Paz, peace. Shi Wang, Amal, Hoffnung, Esperanza, hope, hope, hope. As we drift in our rubber boats from shore to shore to shore. I think Naoki is coming up next. Or off, okay. The Goodwill offering will be happening now, and Greg Berg is going to treat us to some special music.
And now an abrupt change of pace. Here's Caritas.
Haul out the holly, put up the tree before my spirit falls again. Fill up the stocking, I may be rushing things, but deck the halls again now. For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. It hasn't snowed a single flurry, but Santa dear, we're in a hurry, so
Shine down the chimney, put up the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough.
For we need a little Christmas right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. Yes, we need a little Christmas right this very minute. We need a little Christmas now. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder,
Grown a little sadder,
grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. We need a little Christmas
When it comes to the holiday of Christmas, it's kind of interesting the two faces that it has. And that's the face that probably most immediately comes to mind, have a holly jolly Christmas and all of that. But it's really interesting how when you really look closely at the story of the first Christmas, how there is tremendous poignancy in that story. And in particular, the story of the humble Virgin Mary, chosen to be the mother of the Messiah, and just that idea of God, of anybody that might have been chosen, chose this humble young girl. And under the most unassuming of circumstances, the Messiah is born because there is no place for them in the inn. So that story of Mary and Joseph, so familiar, we sometimes forget that it's a story of wanderers looking for a home, looking for welcome, looking for warmth. That is so beautifully conveyed in this amazing song by Amy Grant called Breath of Heaven.
I have traveled many moonless nights, cold and weary, with a baby inside, but I offer all I am for the mercy of your plan. Be with me now. Be with me now. Breath of heaven, hold me together. Be forever near me. Breath of breath of heaven, lighten my darkness, pour over me your holiness, for you are holy. Breath of I am waiting in a silent prayer. I am frightened by this load I bear in a world as cold as stone. Must I walk this land
breath of heaven. We leave you with one of the most important themes from this holiday in whatever shape or form you celebrate it, and that is that beautiful four-letter word, hope.
I believe in a place called hope, a place of perfect peace for every heart and soul, where every broken spirit can be made whole. I still believe in a place called home. I still believe in a place called home.
I'm dreaming of a place where the whole world is free, where children never grow hungry and peace reigns supreme, where I can be my brother's keeper and I can be my neighbor's friend, where families stick together because the love has no end. I believe in a place called home, a place of perfect peace for every heart and soul, where every broken spirit can be made whole. I still believe in a place called home. I still believe in a place called home. Tell me how we can make it happen. Tell me what we can do to make this dream a reality, to make this dream come true. We can start by living up another up and laying all our burdens down, put our trust in God above, and turn this world around. Turn this world around.
I believe in a place called home,
A place of perfect peace for every heart and soul, where every broken spirit can be made whole. I still believe in a place called home. I still believe in a place called home, where love is the only answer and faith is the only call, where we all must be for one and everyone must be for all. I believe in a place called home, a place of perfect peace for every heart and soul, where every broken spirit can be made whole. I still believe in a place called home. I still believe And now it's a real thrill and pleasure to welcome to the stage for our final musical act of the afternoon, the one and only Mark Paffrath.
Tough introduction to follow, but I liked it. Well, while I'm kind of getting myself ready here, thank you all very much for being here and lending your support, your presence, your faith. Have been honored to have been asked to be a part of this, so thank you for that too. First song I'm going to do is, I know it's not a Christmas concert, but I think all of us are kind of feeling that right now, and I noticed that everybody has kind of offered a song that has a little something to do with Christmas, and I kind of felt the same way, and I've got a song here that was written by a good friend of mine. His name is Dennis Payton. He's from Racine, and we've been friends ever since junior high school. And when he was at Park High School, he was on the swim team there. In fact, he still, I think, holds an all-time record for, I forget which event it was, but, so he ended up naturally going to a lot of swim meets, and he wrote this song at whatever age he was, 17 or 16, 17 years old. He wrote this song on the way back from a swim meet in the bus, and it's called Snow-Covered Homes, and I just think I've always loved it. He captured, so much of an essence and so many just little vignettes in this song, and especially I think for someone his age. Snow-Covered Homes. On a highway with golden sun in my eyes made me. That's how I feel today. Free crystals form with my window with light of the sun in the west. Soon it will be dark and people will rest in their snow-covered homes. Riding along on this luxury bus as I wrote down this song. 'Cause I'm on my way back home to where I have all the time in the world. It's the time of the year for many presents and laughter after beer. Just days before Christmas, in all this excitement, I'm glad to be here. 'Cause I'm on my way back home to Snow-covered homes. Remember that one? Thank you. All right, now I may have a problem here, but we'll see what happens. I'm reading the words for the next song off my phone. However, I think everybody in my family happens to be texting right now about their Christmas trees. So when they do, the text comes up and covers up the... So we'll see what happens, right? How well does he know this song? I might start singing about their Christmas trees. I don't know. This one's written by a great songwriter, Townes Van Zandt, who, when he was on this earth, wrote some really cool songs. This is one of them. It's called If I Needed You. Well, if I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? And if you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the sea for to ease your pain. Well, the night's forlorn and the morning's born. The morning's born with the light of love. And you will miss sunrise if you close your eyes. And that would break my heart in two. Well, if I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? And if you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the sea for to ease your pain. Well, baby's with me now, since I showed her how to lay her lily hand in mine. And who could ill agree she's a sight to see, a treasure for the poor to find. And if I needed you, would you come to me? Would you come to me for to ease my pain? And if you needed me, I would come to you. I'd swim the sea for to ease your pain. Needed you. And if you needed me, If I Needed You. Thanks so much. Thank you. Townes Van Zandt song. Well, I was introduced to this last song that I'm going to do right in this room here. One of the former pastors of this church and a friend of mine, Ben Johnston Crace, introduced me to this song. It's a song by Patty Griffin, and we used to use it actually in the service here once in a while. And it's called Coming Home to Me. Anytime you say it with heart, anytime you're falling apart, when you're washing the sheets, any stranger you meet, when there's somebody waving goodbye, you're coming home to me. Just remember, you're coming home to me. It's a world full of barrooms and alleys, of blue nights and red river valleys. When you feel like a shirt or a tie, or like dirt or a lion that no one can see, you're coming home to me. Just remember, you're coming home to me. When you get to that place that's just under the stars, hanging over the tree at 2:45. When you get there, you'll know it's as far as you go. When you get there, you'll see you were already free. When you get there, you la 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 la. When you're lost and you're found, and you're found and you're lost, when you're dancing with no one around, you're coming home to me. Just remember, you're coming home to me. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for your support. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Naoki Nakamura. I'm the chair of the Asylum Seekers Task Force at Olympia Brown Unitarian Church. And in case you don't recognize me, I'm the guy with a mask in that slideshow there. So I am an immigrant. I came to the United States in 1977 and became a US citizen in 2014. And thank you. So I know a little bit about immigration, so somehow I ended up being the chair, but I am very privileged to working with the very dedicated team that works very hard, and I thank every one of them for this, bringing us this far on this journey. We are working to build a community where we feel comfortable bringing in an asylum seeker, making them feel safe, and we're walking with them on the long road to get legal status to remain here in the United States. So we made a commitment to provide housing, provide the meals, access to health care, education, and legal representation. It's a long journey. We expect it to take anywhere between 12 to 18 months, and our budget is about $20,000 or more. So, as we have seen, we do this, and as Reverend Danielle had mentioned, we're not doing this because we are rich and they are poor, and we are not doing this for charity. We are doing this because, as people of faith, we believe everybody deserves a safe place to live. And as many of the performers have reminded us, and I think the slideshow has shown, leaving your home and finding a safe place to live is all around us. It's in our family history, and as Gregory Berg reminded us, Christmas is all about that too. Okay, so I think this concert helps us to raise awareness about everybody needing to find a safe place to live, and also helps us to raise the money to support these people when they come here. I would like to thank the performers who have agreed to join us today, because without performers you can't have a concert. And so everybody, I can tell, has really carefully thought through the performances, and so it was not just a fun event, but it was also an educational event, just reminding us that this story is all about us as well. So I would like to give the performers a big hand of applause for helping us today. Thank you very much. Also, on the back side of the program, you will see all the people that have helped us to make this event possible. And I would like to especially thank Reverend Darren and the First Presbyterian Church providing us a venue where we could hold this event in the midst of the pandemic. Putting together an event like that is very challenging right now, and we thank not just for opening this facility, for providing a lot of staff support. I was pleasantly surprised yesterday as we were putting the cookies together. We even had a person from this staff to help us clean up afterwards. So thank you very much. I think it means a lot to us. And also, with all of the tasks that needed to be done, I would like to especially thank Belinda Thielen and Palma Smiley for taking over the cookie walk, and all of the people who have baked cookies so we could sell them and raise money. Thank you very much. And if you have not already done so, there's still a chance to pick up some cookies for the holiday. And they are beautiful. I would also like to thank our church, Olympia Brown, for supporting us through this pandemic and allowing us to have this event. And I know it makes many people nervous, and I appreciate everybody being able to come here today. And I need to say thank you to Diane Lang, who is sitting there. Could you wave, Diane? Diane. Diane was the person who really drove this concept from the conception to recruiting all of the people and organization to help us put this event together. I don't know when she sleeps, but she is always on the go. I talk to her about the Energizer Bunny. And she does this all with grace and style. So thank you very much, Diane. And finally, all of you in the audience and also who are on the stream, you, the people who have supported it, who has donated money, you are making it possible for us to feel comfortable that we have people in this community that are willing to help out when we bring the asylum seekers here. We have now sufficient funds to fund for their transportation here and set them up. And we are now ready to move on to the next phase, which is actually bringing an asylum seeker here to Racine. And that is, again, another challenge with all of the political situation that's currently going on, where asylum seekers are not even allowed to get into this country and cross the border. So we will keep you informed. We hope that everybody will stay with us on this journey and that we can form community and feel good that we have a good community here in Racine. So thanks again for joining us this afternoon. I wish you peace and joy through the holiday season and for the coming year. As the final piece, all of the performers are going to get together and sing Crowded Table by the Highwomen. Thank you again.
No, leave me that one. Oh, you need that one. Never mind. No, it's good.